Hi all. Been a little while. A little personal project I've been working on for a while. I'd like to introduce you to the 25 Kylie. I've named it after my wife. Yes, it earned a few brownie points. It's basically a 256 Winchester Magnum improved. You can see there from the size of the cases. Very short neck, blown out shoulder, 40-degree shoulder, and very minimum body taper. Reason for it being that I had this spare parts, so I've basically thrown this together. It was an old 2520 barrel that had very badly damaged chamber. That there is in focus 25R Kylie, which is the rimmed version. I do have a rimless version, which is basically that. It's halfway between a 222 and 221 fireball. And 25 cal, of course. There we have it in from left to right. The 87 grain spear soft point, the 85 grain nozzle ballistic tip, and the 100 grain spear hollow point. Works very well. I had Manson reamers make two reamers for me. One is a chamber reamer and one is a sizing reamer. The dies, I actually made a form die myself and a sizing die with the sizing die reamer, and hardened it with the carburizing hardening compound. And the seating die, I had an old 2520 Lee dies, so I rechambered that using the chamber reamer and made a seating die out of that. So waste not, want not. Yeah, the case itself, 22 grains of benchmark 8208, which is the same burn rate as, I think it's IMR's 8208. Yeah, so project worked well, used on the weekend. As you can see here, it's still in the white. It's got the original stock on it and this 310 Cadet action. This action actually was drilled and tapped and was full of holes, and I've welded it up, and you see a little bit of marks there, but I was actually going to get some nice laser engraving on the sides of it. And I'm ordering a 24 inch. This is actually 17.5 inches at the moment, but I'm ordering a 24 inch finished length barrel, and then I'll make some new wood for it. Cheek piece was just a screw-on piece, which worked well with that, and I'll probably use the same sights on the new barrel, but move the rear sight further forward and then put some Picatinny rail between the rear sight and the action. I'm going to have a go at making a replacement stock myself, because I have this stock that's got beautiful grain. It's apparently New Guinea walnut. Someone else used this stock to make one of the rifles that I traded. I did a half decent job, but it was yeah. Every time someone looked at it, they weren't happy, so we replaced the stock on that particular rifle. So you can see where I've marked it. So I'm going to use this back section, and it's very thick through here, as you can see, twice the thickness of the action. So you know, the cheek piece has been ground out way too much, but I feel that if I move it over this way, I can thin it down like the original stock and get that going. And that's a beautiful bit of grain on there. And the front piece, it is very deep, and I feel that by the time I've taken some out of this top section here to allow for the depth of the channel that's already in there, will be at the right depth here. I'll play that by ear because I'll only take out as much as I need, so then go from there. But the length of it is going to be a little bit longer than what we've got. Might modify the tip a bit, that Schnabel style forend that they've tried to put on there, but waste not, want not, with a beautiful bit of walnut. I think it will come up nice. We'll see. So this is part one basically of this rebuild. I'll work on the stock while I'm waiting for the barrel to turn up. And of course, with the pistol grip here, we're going to inlet that and then have this rebent around to match the pistol grip and the inletting of the pistol grip, so it sits nice and flush in the hand. And yeah, go from there. I did chronograph some 87 grainers with 21 grains of 8208. 22 got a little sticky. 21 grains, we were getting 2150 feet per second out of a 17-inch barrel. So I'm expecting a lot more velocity out of a 24, and yeah, I might even drop down to a 70 grainer and see how it goes. But it could be a little dough buster or whatever the case may be, maybe. But it's kind of what happens here at Wildcat Precision when I've got all these spare parts lying around and I think, what if? I mean, the two reamers that I had made were actually two other reamers from a previous project that weren't quite up to scratch, so I sent them back and they re-ground them to match, which came out perfectly. And I'm very happy with it. I had no issues with actual extraction of cases. They went in perfectly, come out perfectly, and the sizing die is set up to, when it's touching the shell holder in the press, which is in there, pushes the shoulder back 4th out, which is, you know, I've got plenty of room to go and full length size if I need to, or I can come back a bit. A little focus on it. Yeah, neat little cartridge. Yeah, the 25 Kylie. See what you reckon, and yeah, it works well. If anybody's interested in it, let me know, or yeah, and I can certainly get something organised for you. But very efficient little cartridge, more so than the 256. I mean, if you had 256 Winchester Magnum cases already, it's basically like an Ackley chamber. You could fireform the case in the 25 Kylie chamber, and there you go. You've got your case. But I would recommend probably annealing your cases before you fireform to get that shoulder to form properly. Yeah, really pleased with it. It's come out well, and yeah, well, stay tuned for part 2 when I start working on the stock work. And I'll keep you up to speed when we do some barrel work and some graving and see how it comes up. Cheers, guys. And as always, I'm not going to tell you to subscribe. I'm not going to tell you to hit that like button. Yes, I'd like you to hit the like button if you can. But look, I don't do ads. Everything's ad-free here. I don't care about getting money. I do this because I enjoy it. It's my job. I love putting this stuff together. I love the customization of stuff. And if you guys like what you see, please like it. Share it around. It all helps. But yeah, look, if you want to subscribe, yep, go ahead and subscribe. But look, I'm not asking you to. Put it that way. It's a free world. Well, it should be a free world, and that's where I think, even with YouTube, it should be a free world. But apparently, it's not. So I'm not being monetized by anything. So I can basically, within reason, tell them to get stuffed, and yeah, just keep doing what I'm doing. Thanks for watching, guys.